Hey everyone, and welcome back to the second episode of our card review series. I'm Gwent Cricket, and this is my teammate Ryan Godric.
Welcome.
And actually, we did it yesterday. We did the first episode where we looked at the cards from the dev stream. But from now on, content creators are actually going to reveal one card, like multiple cards per day, but one card per content creator. So we have no idea how many cards are going to be revealed, but since the expansion will hit in 10 days, and we'll say that like CDPR will also reveal some cards, it needs to be at least 4, maybe 5 and upwards actually. Well, then let's head right into it and start with the first card. There we go. Bring it.
Oh, it's a 4 provision card called Eternal. What's it called?
Oh, true. Eternal Fire Disciple.
Disciple. Okay, so 2 points, and it's got Profit 2, and we talked about that yesterday. That means you gain 2 crowns. And then it's got the Fee 2 ability, spawn and summon a 5/1 Zealot on this row. So that means you can spend the 2 profit immediately to gain a 2-point token basically on the board. So basically 4 points for 4 provision distributed on 2 bodies. So that plays really nicely into the Swarm archetype. I think this might be the first time that we see this cooldown 1 ability. So it's a bit weaker, I would say, than the bigger spawn cards because they can spend all the coins in 1 turn, but this one has to wait, and I think can only spawn 1 every single turn.
Yeah, I think that's the difference why the Prophet is a gold card and this is only a bronze card. Yeah. Also, big difference, this gives you 2 2-point bodies, and a 2-point body is something that is very, very, very dangerous because you run into all the death blows of your enemies. So if you play this against Ifne, for example, I'd rather play the golden, the big prophet, the Grand. How's it called? I think what is it? The Inquisitor? The Inquisitor is the Grand Inquisitor. Something. I actually look this up afterwards, and that one can like spawn all of them right now. While at the same point it provides, I think, a 6-point body, so way safer. So I think that's like why the gold is definitely right, and like this is just a bronze.
Yeah, I completely agree. This really plays into removal and Death Wish, so I don't think it's going to be that good, to be honest.
I think it's okay, but it really depends on the matchup, probably. Yeah. Anyway,
I mean, it's also like Skellige Claw, and there's a lot of cards that like profit from that, I feel like.
That's true. This card I actually got to reveal today, so let me talk about it. If you actually want to get like the full discussion on this, like check out the video I did today. We're just going to run over it, so to say, because we have more cards to discuss. This is the first artifact of the expansion. It's 11 provisions. It spawns 2 Fire Sworn Zealots, so 2 tokens on left and right of the card. But whenever you spawn a unit, you boost it by 1. And this is like as long as the artifact stays on the board. So the sooner you can play it and the longer it stays, the more value you get. Since the Fire Sworn Zealots already get boosted when you spawn them, they already become like free tokens, means you already play a 6 for 11. So you just need to play 5 more spawns and you already get 11 for 11. And just think of Germain. You play Germain, already have like 4 spawns right there. Then you just like play some fees from your Grand Inquisitor and done. Card already worth it.
Yeah, Germain seems like the perfect combo card for this one. The Grand Inquisitor is also nice because it, as we talked about, takes these tokens out of this removal range of 2. So I feel like that's going to be really important to play this early. And I think you obviously need to combo this with what's it called, Avalak, to pull it out of the deck early, because this feels like it needs to go down at the start of a round.
Yeah. Definitely. It feels like the finisher for round 3, where you're going to do like the big swarm, and this just like supports it even more. And I think what you said is like really important, the saving from the 2 points to the 3-point change of the unit, that can do so much. Also, like, think of Lacerate. Like, Lacerate can wipe your board. With this, it can't, and you maybe can recuperate from that and like buff them up still again. And I think that's the support you need probably for the swarm.
And from the card design perspective, I really like this type of artifact because it's not so binary as, for example, the summoning circle. If you have a summoning circle on the board and it goes long, then you get a lot of points, and if it gets answered, you get 0. But with this, you start off with 6 points on the board immediately, and then you gain even more advantage the longer this stays on the board and the more you spawn. But it's not a 100 or 0 card, so I like that.
That's true. And the ceiling is kind of limited by what you can spawn, because there are not that many spawn cards. Obviously, there are a lot of spawn cards coming right now, but actually having like the full board spawned is very unlikely, because let's say at least half the cards you would probably need to play from hand, because what else would you have in hand then? So this has, I think, a very medium ceiling, so to say, and that's why I think it's okay that it already spawns you some units in the beginning. Cool. Let's head to the next one. And it's called Congregation.
I can't actually read that. You need to do that for me.
Right, let me make this like this, and let's make it like this. Oh wait, I did the wrong one. Give me a second. We are doing this live, as you can see. There you go. Better?
Oh yes, that's a lot better. Okay. So it's a 6 provision spell, I would say. I don't think it's a crime. And it says spawn and summon 2 5/1 zealots on the allied row. If you have 0 coins, spawn 3 instead. So that's a very interesting mechanic, because I don't think we've ever seen that a card that requires you to not have any coins. Feels like this is only really going to be good at the start of a round, obviously, because then you get the 6 for 6 distributed on 3 bodies. As we talked about, it's going to be 2-point bodies, so that is weak on its own. So you probably only really want to play this after your Sacred Flame. And you can't really play it at round 2 or 3, right? Because often you have got at least 1 coin that carries over, and then you're going to try to deplete your own coins while playing profit cards. I think it's going to be tough to fit this in.
This is really a tough card. I mean, it's the beginning of the round card. Except you just don't play any profit cards. That could be the thing as well. But what do you like? If this is a crime, then maybe it has a bit more synergy. We don't know yet. But just like the 2 Zealots without any buffing, even if you can pull a Triss or a big Yennefer onto them, I'm not sure if it's worth 6 provisions, to be honest. You need to get a lot of synergy from this to make this worth.
Now, then again, if you have the Sacred Flame on the board at the start of the round, it could be 9 points for 6 provision, so it's not bad. But it's got a lot of requirements.
Yeah, that's the thing. Also, you need to have 0 coins, otherwise it's still a 6 for 6. So, I don't know. I really don't know. I think this is a lot of conditions, and it definitely will find some value in decks, but just like I'm not sure if you put 2 of this into your deck. Okay. Let's see. Oh, now we have the Prophet, actually. Oh, this card is interesting. I think it was revealed by Lady J, right?
Yes.
Yeah, by Miss Lady J on stream. It's a 6 for 10, and whenever you play a unit adjacent to Saint Lebioda, give it a shield. And Ryan, you told me this is a dual faction card.
Yes, this is also playable in a Northern Realms, so it's got this shield synergy really nicely. Also, I need to point out this beautiful card art with the Dragon Shadow in the background. I just love it. And I heard some people already talking about some synergies with, for example, King, I think, Ragnar he's called. A card I've never seen played it before, but I think it gains 3 points per shield on the board, and it drains those shields.
Yes.
So if you play this early, play a lot of units next to it, and gain a lot of shields, you might find a good finisher with that. And I feel like this might actually see some play, because if you have to spend some form of removal or lock on this card to prevent the other cards from being shielded. And if you play that with a heavy engine deck, I can see it's basically like an Avalak, but giving shields to like every single card you play next to.
Yeah, it's way better than an Avalak, because it's not roll-locked. It gives you, as I said, you can like just get every engine out with a shield. And typically you need 2 rounds to remove this if you want to do it with damage, except you have some good damager like Yalma or something. It's kind of like a better Queen Aurelia, which gives you like enables you to spawn a copy of something with a shield.
Yeah.
I think this may prove quite useful to Northern Realms and hopefully gives engine decks a bit more power they need in all this removal that's currently going on.
Yeah.
I think
And
blocks...
6 points, as you said.
Sorry?
As you said, 6 points is quite high, so it's going to be hard to remove it, yeah.
Yeah, I think also locks will now give it a bit more value. Also, Purify. We have not seen too much Purify, but Purify could, with cards like this, Purify could become even more important for you to play. I think Spring Equinox is, I think, like the only... it's still not playable, but like this would be probably, if you have a full row of shields, that maybe something you want to play it on. No, you don't, but you know. Okay, next one. The Temple Guard, which was announced by Crozier today, I think.
Yes.
It's a 2/4 deploy melee boost free adjacent allies by 1. So it's a solid 5/4.
Yeah, I guess it's row locked. It has to hit 3 units on the board, so you can't play it early, which maybe sometimes makes it a bit hard to find a spot where you can actually play it. But I feel like it can also set up with be a decent setup with other cards, combo cards, because this is also playable in Northern Realms, and so that synergizes really well with, for example, the what's it called? The one that shoots every time he gets buffed.
Oh, the Trident Infantry?
Yes.
So the thing is, what I see here is, correct me if I'm wrong, but boost free adjacent allies by 1. How is that calculated? Does it mean like 3 into one direction and 3 into the other direction?
I think I heard that this actually boosts 3 units. Like when you, for example, when you play Arcus Venom, you have to click the middle unit. And then basically you can click any kind of unit on your board, and then it boosts the units next to it.
So if you say like boost free adjacent allies by 1, it's just say like the right, and then it just boosts the right ones, for example.
Yeah.
Okay, so it actually is a 5/4.
Yeah, but I don't think they have to be adjacent to this card, right? So they can also be on another row. You just click 1 unit, and then it boosts that unit and the 2 units next to it.
But it says like boost free adjacent allies. So
adjacent to each other, not to this card. That's at least what I got the feeling. I am not 100% sure, but that's what I...
Okay, well, it could make sense. I was just thinking, like, how high can this card actually go if it would be boosting 6 allies? I was like, Because as a 5/4, with the condition that you actually have the allies on the board, which at some point in a round you can do, but you can't start with it, for example, and the Rollock, I thought like, maybe. But like, if it's really, you can just pick 3 allies on the board, then this is just a solid 5/4, and if you don't have any better bronzes to include, why not this, I guess. I mean, like, the bronze power creep is there. Like, we already see there are some really good bronzes already in the expansion. Some of them very conditional, like the Beggar. If you, against poison, like the Beggar, you can just play. Not the Beggar, how's it called? The Addict? No.
Yeah.
You know the card I mean. Okay. So, this is just solid. You don't have a competition. You can, if you want to be safe, you just play Temple Guard, I guess. If you want to be safe, you play Temple Guard. It actually makes sense. Okay. And I think these are already all the cards for today. So tomorrow, again, we're going to get the next cards for you and turn back in when it's this card real time with our Tuesday. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.